What is good, YouTube? Hey, it's been a minute since I've been on here, but what is good, YouTube? At the moment that I'm recording this video, I am unsure of what I'm gonna title this video, but it's gonna be along the lines of being content and satisfaction. But what is good, YouTube? If this is your first time, this is your host AJ. Welcome to Talks with AJ. All right, so I'm gonna talk about during the school year. Before I used to go to the gym, me and a couple of my friends used to meet up on Fridays, and we used to go over the Bible and share a few verses and our thoughts along with the verses and what comes to our mind whenever we hear those verses. And that day, I don't remember the exact verses that we had went over, but I remember it was in Proverbs, and we were going over satisfaction. And the host had asked us if we were satisfied with ourselves right now, And me at the time, so here's what was going on through my mind. I'm thinking more of like if I reach all my goals or like all the things that I want to have in life and I want to accomplish, and I was like, nah, I haven't gotten to those goals or towards those goals. So I feel like I shouldn't just be happy with myself. I shouldn't just be relaxing. I should always strive towards those goals. That's what was going on through my mind when he had asked these questions. So I wasn't I wasn't feel like I was satisfied with myself. So, but as well, ended up going through the Bible study. Something just clicked in my head. Like I don't know, but like something just like clicked in my head, and I was just immediately thinking about Steve Jobs. So if you don't know who Steve Jobs is, he's one of the Apple founders, I believe. And if you don't know what's Apple, the phone company, the computer company, I put up a picture and all that. But Steve Jobs is one of the founders of Apple. I believe so. And he's not alive and he's not with us today. Now it's Tim Cook that runs the operations of Apple. And I was really thinking to myself, like, to put it into perspective that makes sense. So let's say I am Steve Jobs, right? And I've released the iPhone 3, right? And at the time, that was revolutionary. Like, it was something insane. I remember people having an iPhone 3. I was like, hold on, like, let me get a look. Like, that's crazy, And obviously, till today, the iPhone 3 cannot compete to the iPhone 13 or 14 or 15 even, right? There's always a way to improve on a phone. There'll always be such improvements, right? And literally, I was just thinking about it myself. Like, if I was Steve Jobs, every time that Apple would come up with a phone, I wouldn't be satisfied with the phone that I come out because I'll be too focused on the things that could improve on that phone, you know? And I feel like that's how I was just thinking about myself at that time. Like there's so many things I can do or improve on myself, so I shouldn't be satisfied that I'm what I'm doing right now. But in reality, I could be on the right path towards chasing my goals. And just because I'm not at the final destination, that doesn't mean I should be satisfied with the progress that I'm doing or the work that I'm doing. And that's pretty much the way I was looking at it. Because I if you think about it, if every time I release a phone I'm not happy about it, I'm not satisfied with the work that I'm doing towards getting to that final phone. And obviously, like I said earlier, there will always be room to improve, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't appreciate what you have right now. And literally, I was talking about this to my mom. I used to have like a on-campus job, and like sometimes, like I would get paid like 200, 300, 300 max for real. And at the time, I was like, man, I wish I could make more money. You know what I'm saying? And like it was every 2 weeks. But like I wasn't really being satisfied of just getting the money, and like I would easily spend that money just like it was nothing. I get 300, I'm like, man, that ain't nothing. Let me just spend that real quick. But like now that I haven't been working for like almost a year and I'm sitting back, I'm like, dang, like it was nice seeing that money coming in my bank account, you know what I'm saying? Like just the plus sign, instead of those negative signs. Of money being withdrawn or taken or spent. You know, it was still good to have that money coming in into my bank account, and it kind of just showed me how unappreciative of things, of what I had, you know. And like, if you're not appreciative of the little things, what guarantees that you're gonna be appreciative of the big things? You know, if I'm not appreciative of this $100, $50, even $200, how am I gonna be appreciative when I'm gonna have bigger paychecks of 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, or 4,000? You know, if I don't even value the 300 that I was getting. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's how, like, a lot of times in life, people are just not content with themselves just because they're not appreciative of the things that they have in front of them. You know, and obviously you could always improve. You could always make rooms to get a better, to become a better individual. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't appreciate and be content with what you have right now. You know? And I feel like that's where it just creates this like ongoing loop of always just chasing the next thing or the next hype. You know, you just never satisfy with what you have. And all it takes to just be happy is just be content with the little things that you have. And obviously, like, I was already thinking about it. There was just so many times where I just sit back and just reminisce to times in high school, or like my freshman year of college, sophomore year of college, and just be like, dang, like life was so much more different back then. But like, it's time things change, you know. It's just time to just start appreciating what you have right now. Cause like, I'm literally thinking about it to myself. If I'm reminiscing about that right now, so 3, 4, 5 years from now, I'm gonna be reminiscing about my time in college, you know. And if I'm gonna be reminiscing about those times, might as well just enjoy it right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's just time to just change your perspective on things. And obviously, like, that's just, at the end of the day, I'm just talking based of what I've seen and what I've lived. You know, obviously I'm just 23 years old, and there's so much more to life that I can learn. But and my perspective is obviously gonna change. But still, that doesn't mean I shouldn't appreciate what I have right now and just enjoy the moment, you know. And shout out to my girlfriend. She's always reminding me to just be in the moment and enjoy it right now. Because a lot of times we just go back and reminisce on what we had previously. And to end this, I'm gonna just finish with a Bible verse. I'm gonna be reading from the books of Philippians 4:11 through 13. All right. So I'm gonna have the verse on the screen, so y'all don't gotta worry about looking it up. But it says, "I'm not saying this because I'm in need, for I have learned to be content, whatever the circumstance. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I've learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I can do all this through Him who gives me strength." Amen. Shout out to ChatGPT. I'm not gonna lie, they helped me look up for the verse. But hey, but YouTube. This is AJ, your host. If you made it all this way, I wish I could see my face, but I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? But again, just be satisfied with where you at, with what you have. Because if you don't appreciate what you have right now, you're missing out on a lot of things. You know? A lot of happiness. Just be happy. For real. But hey, YouTube, if you make it all this way, I really appreciate you. Feels good to be back on here, just sharing my thoughts. I definitely try to be more consistent. Obviously, it's just for myself. It definitely feels good to just come on here and just talk like this. It really feels good. I feel like I'm doing something a little bit productive outside of gym and school. You know, it kind of feels good to just do this. But hey, YouTube, your boy out.